that was the old Detroit. But the Detroit we're seeing on Transit Unplugged TV today is showcasing new Detroit. The downtown area is fantastic. There's 4 major league sports teams, all within a stone's throw of each other. They've got a resurgence of manufacturing and parks. The transit systems are great. There's a 3-part oversight transit system with the RTA, and then Department of Transportation with Robert Kramer, and the SMART system, the Suburban system with Dwight Farrell, all serving the downtown and the suburban areas around it. There's so much to see, to do, and to taste here. We're also going to showcase some of the great iconic food here, including that Detroit crusty, crunchy pizza. You're going to love it. Let's go see. Detroit is a city of grit and greatness, home of Motown, muscle cars, and a downtown that's come roaring back to life with culture, cuisine, and cutting-edge transit driving the Motor City forward.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is this whole area. We've got the Dodge Fountain, we've got the Convention Center, the Veterans Memorial. There was an auditorium built here and the City-County building. All these were built as part of a Civic Center complex back in the 50s. So we're at this marker, the point of origins. This is kind of the geographic center of the city, like I said, for hundreds of years, over 300 years. And from here, all those spokes radiate out. It's part of a plan in the 1800s by Judge Augustus Woodward, who actually plotted out a plan similar to Washington, D.C. actually. And this was the middle of that pattern. Only a small portion was actually constructed, but this is one of those areas where we have the hub and spoke system, even in downtown. And we're standing here. We've got right up against the riverfront. You can see across to the center of Windsor, Ontario, Canada. It's the only place in the whole country where Detroit and Michigan, U.S. is actually north of Canada. South from here is looking towards Ontario, Canada.
Detroit is served by 3 transit operations, the RTA, the Detroit DOT, along with the People Mover downtown, and SMART for suburban transit. We'll show you all 3 and how they work together to provide mobility for the region. First, the RTA. Ben, love being down here with you guys, man.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, so we're here at the Grand Circus Station.
Yes, sir.
And I want to get a ride on your free streetcar called the QLINE.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to go down to the Detroit Historical Museum. What's the best way to do that?
All right, well, it's going to take you straight down there. It's about 15 minutes from this stop, which is right basically in the heart of downtown. You're going to get off at the Warren Station, totally free.
Wow.
Let's get on.
That's great.
All
How
right.
long is your whole system?
It's 3.3 miles one direction.
Okay.
Yep.
That's great, man. Well, let's ride.
All right.
We're on your vehicle.
Yes, sir. We're on this QLINE streetcar. It's a 3.3 mile streetcar that operates between downtown Detroit and Midtown. Covers all the museums, all the sporting events. We're leaving Grand Circus Park. You can connect to regional transit buses that take you to all the counties we represent. The RTA covers a 4-county region, so that's Wayne, Oakland, Macomb, and Washtenaw counties. 3 major transit providers, 2 rail providers. We all work together to make those connections for everybody here in Metro Detroit.
That's great. It kind of reminds me of Chicago. They've got an RTA too.
Yep. It's a very similar agency. We operate a few more services, so that's one way we've kind of evolved over the last couple of years.
So if I'm a visitor coming to Detroit, I love the fact that 2 of your services are completely free.
Yep.
This, the QLINE, and then the People Mover. I can just jump on. It's like a tour of the city almost.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So we've been free since COVID here at the QLINE, and it's been about 2 years at the People Mover that they've been operating for free as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
So here in Motor City, Detroit, we're here at the SAE, big international convention, Society of Automotive Engineers. They publish a lot of the great books that the industry uses, and they're the publishers of my book this year, The New Future of Public Transportation. We're going to do a meet and greet here, shake some hands, sign some books, and get into this side of our industry, the motors, the engines, what really propels our technology. This is great, Amanda. Glad to be here.
Well, hey, welcome to Detroit.
Thanks,
I'm so glad that you get to come to your first WCX event.
That's right.
So we'll have your book signing, as you can see. And the great news is that your book is currently our best-selling book right now.
Wow.
So I'm very excited for you to connect with some of your readers here.
So how'd the book signing go?
It was good, man. Yeah. It was great. Enjoyed meeting the publisher. I never really met him before.
Very cool.
Where are we going now?
We're going to take the People Mover from the convention center here around to Times Square Station, which is right next to the Rosa Parks Transit Center. That's the main bus hub for DDOT.
Okay, great. Let's go.
There you go.
Now we ride the elevated People Mover with its chairman, Robert Kramer. So where are we going to go?
We're going to go all the way around. So we're going to hit
Okay.
West Riverfront. We're going to go along the river. We're going to go all the way around to Times Square, which is here.
Awesome. That's great. And how long would it take you to do the whole loop?
About 15 minutes.
Is that all? How long is this thing?
3 miles.
3 miles.
Yeah.
Check out the amazing cavalcade of cars mosaic made of Venetian glass on the far wall, paying tribute to Motor City.
So that was the convention center station. The next station we're going to see is West Riverfront, which is used to be Joe Louis Arena, had a direct connection into the NHL hockey arena.
And about how many people ride this thing?
Well, we last year we had over 1 million rides. On a typical weekday, I would say we're about 3,000 to 4,000 passengers.
What about this fantastic mosaic on the walls of Times Square Station with the tiles made by Pewabic Pottery, who we'll visit later? So Robert, this is amazing. I love operations control centers. This one for the People Mover is fantastic. Tell me about it.
Sure, so People Mover is a one-way 3-mile loop, but it's a driverless system. It's state-of-the-art technology, positive train control, incredibly safe. And this is where all of the actual work happens. The mainframe's here. We've got our control and operations staff keeping the system going. And as you can see behind us, we've got video surveillance footage in real time. We've got platform PA announcements. And so this is really where the system is driven and keeps it safe, reliable, on time, and really hitting all of our stops, 13 stations around the loop. All right, so we're here in the People Mover maintenance facility. So obviously, because it's an elevated system, this is up at track level. So from the street, it just looks like a big building, but as you can see, we've got 2 off-power maintenance bays where they can do preventive maintenance inspections and other work. You can walk underneath the trains, all around them. We've also got the train lifts to lift up the trains and help us if we need to replace any of the trucks or any equipment or the limb motors. So People Mover is actually powered by limb motors. They're magnetic motors that are interacting with that plate that's in the middle. It looks kind of like a walkway, but it's actually a metal plate that's finely adjusted to help to get the system around the track. All right, Paul, I'd love to take you to a great arts district on the east side called Little Village. It's got Pewabic Pottery, the shelter, a lantern.
That sounds cool.
Okay.
I got one question. How do I get there?
We're going to take the number 9 bus, Jefferson, from Rosa Parks Transit Center out to the east side and check it out.
All right, let's go.
All right, we're on Route 9. This is Jefferson. This is an east side route. I mentioned kind of those spokes.
Oh, yeah.
So Jefferson heads kind of along the riverfront toward the east side. This is a service, we've got a plan, kind of a framework in place we call DDOT reimagining. It's something we're going to, again, kind of use as a starting point, a roadmap as we make some service improvements. But it talked about the idea of having a network of enhanced corridors.
Dude, this Werner soda is great. Local, right?
That's the original Werner.
Yeah, I love it, man. Ginger ale. So, speaking of the original, Tiger's here. Dude, this is amazing. Tell me about this whole sports complex
So let me
here.
tell you, you have the world famous Detroit Tigers, world famous Lions. We were in the playoffs. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Twice in a row.
Yeah, you played my team, Washington. Sorry about that.
Then around the block we have LCA, where the Pistons and the hockey players play.
So it's all like within a few blocks.
It is centrally located. It's a great time to be out here. You see all the patrons out here. We're very proud of our sports. 3 main teams here in Detroit, and we love it.
And it's all served by transit.
All served by transit. The best thing is Smart stops by, you can get off and keep it moving. And sometimes during the playoff, we have what's called park and rides, where you can park, come down to Detroit, see a game, grab some food, hear some music, keep it moving.
That's great, man.
Well, Paul, we're on Midtown Detroit, right by the QLINE stop. We've got Smart DDOT rolling by. But really excited to talk to you about this, our public bike share. It's called Mogo, which is a pretty catchy name. It's been around for over 10 years now. We have almost 700 bikes now. So basically this is, the model is you've got to check your bike in and out from the stations. They're all around the city. The black colored bikes have a electronic boost, those are my favorites to use because it really helps you get even farther around town. But this has really started in Midtown and downtown Detroit, and it's expanded out towards the north into a couple of the inner ring suburbs as well. It's a great program. They also have some really innovative elements as far as making sure that there's accessible, a low-income access program. And they also have alternate bikes for people who have physical disabilities who can't use these. You can actually, there's a whole way to reserve three-wheeled bikes and other accessible bikes so that everyone can have access to it. But it's a great program and just another part of our mobility system.
I love this museum, man.
Pretty cool. It's the Detroit Historical Museum.
Okay.
And we're actually downstairs here in the Streets of Detroit exhibit of what Detroit looked like quite a long time ago. Got the precursor actually to Kmart here, Kresge 5 and Dime. So you can see here we're kind of going back through time where we moved from brick, now we've got wood streets, cobblestone's coming up next. But
wow.
All right, so we're looking at this assembly line, it's kind of reproduction. Kids come in here, they don't really understand, or even adults, I guess, they don't even understand what kind of goes into that process that was really perfected here, the mass assembly of cars, made them accessible to the masses. So this is a great exhibit to show you all these different steps. These are Cadillacs, but really, the big three all had lots of plants here in the area. Some still do, like we saw elsewhere in the city with the new Chrysler plant. Paul, Detroit has the nickname Arsenal of Democracy, and we had so much manufacturing power heading into World War II, and when the nation needed us, we switched basically overnight all that capacity, anything from bombs, ammunition, tanks, boats, planes. We made it here overnight and helped win the war. All right, Paul, we're in the music session. Detroit has such a rich musical heritage. Rock and roll, I'm a big Bob Seger fan, Iggy Pop, Jack White. But then also, of course, you've got great voices like Aretha Franklin and the Motown sound. There's just so much here. We're the birthplace of techno. And I see on the wall over there, we've got Eminem. So just such a diverse history of music. It's just really part of the Detroit sound. Paul, we're in another exhibit here at the museum, all about the Detroit Lions, near and dear to my heart. This is our latest helmet. They wear it with all blacks, super sharp. But this is great at chronological. Back in the 50s, we had a number of championships, and obviously we're really itching to get back to that, and feels like we're on a good trajectory.
I agree. Lions are great. Next up, we visit Little Village, a vibrant cultural corridor in Detroit's East Village, dedicated to fostering an inclusive community centered around the arts. First up, the Shepherd Art Center and Museum.
So we worked with an architecture firm in New York, Peterson Rich office, and their specialty is in adaptive reuse. So when we thought about the vision for the space, we wanted the gallery to sort of feel like they had always been here. In particular, we have the Oculus in this gallery space here, so you can actually look up and see the ceiling. So when you're in this particular space, it feels like a small, intimate space, but then you can also really get a sense of the grand architecture.
So what's interesting about the Shepherd is that we really give international artists a platform as well as Detroit artists a platform to exhibit together.
Anthony, this is great. We just rode the number 9 bus to get over here, just a block or so down. Tell us about the Pask Center.
Yeah, for sure. So we're an art studio and exhibitions program for adults with developmental disabilities and mental health differences. We help them achieve careers in contemporary art. And where you're standing right now is our Detroit studio. We actually have 3 studios.
This is pretty cool. Tell me about it.
Sure. So we are Signal Return. We are a Detroit-based nonprofit, really centered on the education and preservation surrounding letterpress printing.
Letterpress printing.
So you can see some of the work happening behind you, but it's a very traditional form of printing. It's been around since the 15th century, and we just like to keep that art alive.
So this is one of the paratransit vehicles we have. It used to be called DDOT Metro Lift, now it's DDOT Paratransit, and we're about to launch a same-day version, also paratransit, same eligibility. That's going to be called DDOT Now. It's launching just a little bit later this spring.
Awesome, so same-day service. Now we tour Pewabic Pottery, a Detroit gem since 1903, still handcrafting tiles using century-old techniques, including those featured in many Detroit People Mover stations. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Great. So tell me about what we got here.
Yeah, welcome to Pewabic. We're up here in our museum, which is a free part of the visitor experience here. This is always open during our open hours. And here you can learn a little bit more about Pewabic tiles and where you can see them around the city of Detroit, including some really great People Mover stations
We just went right down that. I just saw that.
Yeah, that one's one of my favorite ones. It's such a bold, beautiful mural. And then of course the beautiful Cadillac Center mural. We've done many areas of transportation, including also the QLINE stations. And then of course there's the beautiful Guardian building where the People Mover is headquartered.
That's great. And that's where this is from, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That came right from that Guardian building.
Yeah, so these here are tile seconds that were made for the Guardian building project that were never installed. So we have a display here kind of showcasing that because it is truly one of the jewels of downtown Detroit and one of our kind of proudest accomplishments in tile work. So this is actually a belt-driven system, as you can see here, which we can actually get this turned on in a minute once we're done talking about it because it is quite loud. We start by mixing clay in this back tank here. We get it to a liquid consistency. It's then actually stored underground in a little agitator tank, which helps make the clay more flexible before it finally passes through this area. That is known as a filter press that helps to remove all the excess water, leaving us with a really nice, smooth, consistent clay body that we use to make all of our tile work. So this is not only our clay mixing area, but also our glazing area. So this is where all of the pottery and tile made by Pewabic come through this space. And glaze is actually a lot more like glass than it is paint. It requires a lot of chemistry and scientific knowledge, not only in creating the glaze, but also in applying it.
Getting hungry? Let's grab a dog at the Detroit landmark, American Coney Island. I love this place, Grace.
Thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah.
You're in one of the oldest, we're the same family-owned business in the state of Michigan. Our hot dog is proprietary to us.
Okay.
Our chili is proprietary to us. We own our own chili company, made specifically for us. All right, it's a Greek sauce with Greek spices in it, no beans, all meat. The hot dog has a snap to it. It's a lambskin casing. Here in Michigan, there's a law with hot dogs. You can't just put any kind of filler in a hot dog. It's real meat.
Wow.
We do a 90% beef, 10% pork lambskin casing. So when you bite into it, it snaps. That's the magic. Top it with some creamy chili, tangy mustard, sweet onions, Vidalia when they're in season, and that's the magic. And here we are 108 years later.
When the sun sets, Detroit lights up with unforgettable nightlife, like at the iconic Fox Theater. Just down the street, we stepped into Cliff Bell's, a classic jazz club with vintage vibes and incredible live music. From Broadway performances to smooth saxophone solos, Detroit's nightlife blends history, style, and soul like no other city. Next, let's hop on SMART, Suburban Mobility Authority for Regional Transportation, connecting Detroit's suburbs and the downtown. And let's talk with their general manager. Blake, great to be with you here, man, up here in Detroit. I love the SMART service. Tell me about it.
Well, I'm glad you came on this nice spring day.
Yeah.
It's 40 degrees.
Yeah.
But we are on one of our fast routes, which is some of our limited stop service that really spans the entire service area. And if you will notice out the window, there are big medians along there. At some point, we'd love to be able to put BRT on. So SMART, we're about 300 vehicles. We have a very large 5310 program with another 300 vehicles that provides service to seniors and disabled. So it's not paratransit.
Okay.
But these are places where they'll take seniors to the mall or seniors to the grocery store or whatever it is.
Dwight, you've been in the industry a while. You and I have known each other, and you've brought some great changes to the organizations that you've led. I love your focus on employees and the culture that you try to create in an agency. Tell me some about that.
Well, we can't provide the product without people. And as happy employees mean happy customers. So we want to engage the employees, and just like a bus operator, the seat that the operator sits in is his or her office. So we want to make sure that their office is comfortable. Our supervisors who ride around in vehicles 8 hours a day, that's their office. We want it to be comfortable. So we got input from them about the vehicle they wanted to drive, and so we're buying them that. Our mechanics said, well, we want these kinds of reflective uniforms. Okay, we will get them for you. So the idea is to get their feedback. And quite frankly, a lot of the changes that we made in our union contract that came from us were based on comments that I heard in meetings from employees.
Tiffany, great to be here. Tell us about where we're standing right now. This is an amazing multimodal facility.
So this facility, actually it's the Amtrak passenger rail station and a multimodal facility. We have a lot of smart routes that run through here. It opened in December of 2014, and our late and beloved Congressman John Dingell, it was his vision for his community to have a train system, intermodal system. We weren't sure how people would take to it, but truly it's become an integral part of this community. What's transformed around it has been beautiful to see, and we're really excited to have this opportunity to continue to connect and seek out new innovations for public transportation in this space.
Dwight, I don't think I've ever seen a bus like this. Tell me about this. I love it.
This you have not.
Yeah.
As I was talking in our podcast, I mentioned the fact that employee recognition was extremely important. So this bus is for our employees who have 25 years of service or more. And so this is a group on this side, and there's a completely different group on the other side.
We couldn't visit Detroit without trying Detroit-style pizza. It's thick, cheesy, and crispy-edged. So we stopped at Buddy's, the legendary spot where this delicious tradition began.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
How we doing?
Oh, that was good.
Welcome to Buddy's Pizza Detroit downtown.
All right, Mark, tell us what we got here, brother.
What we got here is you have the margarita pizza here. It's with fresh basil, our made-in-house fresh sauce, our tomato basil. We have Asiago cheese, oregano, and the diced tomatoes. Everything cut fresh and everything here daily. Then you have our crowd favorite. This is by far our #1 selling pizza, the Detroiter. The margarita pizza with our brick cheese. It has the tomato basil on it and our Sicilian spice that we put on it and our shaved Parmesan. The most important thing on all these is the vessel that it's on, which is our dough. Pressed daily throughout the day, so we don't get it frozen in. We're mixing it with the dough, the yeast, flour, and the salt. And we're pressing it. They're back there pressing it right now. So that's what makes us more special than anything. From 1946 to now, we're almost going on 79 years. We do it right. We are the founder and the creator of the Detroit-style pizza. Some people like to take the claim. We are it from 1946. So it started here, and it keeps going to us to be the best.
We stopped by the Guardian Building, an Art Deco masterpiece and the headquarters of the Detroit People Mover.
So we're here at the amazing Guardian Building, built by originally as a bank. You're going to notice when we walk into the former banking floor, there's no echo. It's because you can see the ceiling up there is actually a canvas ceiling, and it has horsehair behind it, so it's absorbing all the sounds. It's such a huge and magnificent room, no echo.
Hey, look at this, man. This is City Hall right here for Detroit, and that is the symbol of the city. It is the spirit of Detroit. Fantastic. Holding the future and the families of the city. The spirit of Detroit. Amazing, isn't it? Dave, excited to be at this construction project. Tell us about it.
Welcome to the DDOT Coolidge Operations and Maintenance Facility. This is a redevelopment of a brownfield. This used to be a bus facility for the city. It originated back in 1928, was the Detroit Streetcar and Railway Association.
And so now you're redeveloping it into what?
We are redeveloping it back into a transit center for DDOT.
Okay.
The new facility has 4 buildings on site. This is the new operations administration building. We have a new bus storage and coach services building, a new box house, and a new fleet maintenance building.
Paul, this state-of-the-art facility has been in the works for at least 10 years. $160 million, 20-plus acre site. We're here now in the bus storage facility. You can see room for expansion, the state-of-the-art maintenance facility, and then we've got the admin up front with the fitness center and all the driver and maintenance amenities. This is going to mean so much, not only for the city, but for all the employees at DDOT.
Detroit's iconic Michigan Central Station, a once abandoned Grand Train Depot built in 1913, reopened to the public in June of 2024. Restored by Ford, it now anchors a 30-acre innovation campus, blending historic elegance with cutting-edge mobility, a true symbol of Detroit's comeback.
Well, Paul, this is fascinating to see. For me, this is my hometown, Detroit, and for decades this building was empty, dilapidated, really the monument of urban decay. And just to see the transformation is awe-inspiring, humbling, emotional, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I've just learned today that the Ford Motor Company put nearly $1 billion into the refurbishment of this facility. I've always known it as the Amtrak building. As a kid growing up, you'd have to see it just to see the before and after picture to appreciate the magnitude of the transformation. I mean, this is a postcard in a nutshell of what we've done and what the city's been able to do over the last couple of decades.
This is amazing. Tell me, Lauren,
Isn't
about
it?
Michigan Central. Yeah.
The Michigan Central Innovation District is a 30-acre tech hub that has been a huge attraction mechanism for startups from around the globe to come here, pilot their technologies, and grow and scale. And Newlab is just a small part of that innovation district. We have over 140 startups in our ecosystem currently, and we focus on primarily those earlier stage companies who are ultimately solving a lot of the challenges that our world is facing today.
So we're up on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, you had a nice bird's eye view of our co-working space. So we've got room. We're always looking for startups, brilliant minds working on futuristic technologies. You can apply at newlab.com/apply. I would love to chat.
Detroit really surprised me. It's got a great history. It was created in 1701, but it's really coming alive, a real renaissance. The food, the culture, the art. It's an amazing city. And what's even cooler is how public transit is helping connect it all and make it easier to connect with everything. We got to ride along and meet the people that are running it, the bus, the QLINE, the streetcar, and the People Mover, the free driverless People Mover that circles the city. It's amazing to see it all. It's a great revitalization. So if you haven't been to Detroit in a while, or ever, like me, I encourage you to put it on your list. You'll see a city that's honoring its past, but really striving for an amazing future. And if you like what you saw today, give us a like and subscribe here on YouTube. We're going to a lot of amazing cities right around the corner. You don't want to miss any of them.